Hi everyone, today we're going to be working on a quick card and I'm going to be featuring the KinderStampO friendship stamp set for this card. So let's put this over to the side and get started. This quick card is going to be a small note card, so it's going to be 3.5 by 7. So I've gone ahead and pre-cut my paper at 3.5 by 7. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold it on its side because it's going to be a side opening card and not a top opening. So it'll be something that opens up like this. The next thing I did was I cut out a scallop circle from the DCWB Baby Girl stack. It's just a really beautiful stack that has lots of pinks and greens and oranges. And then I also cut out a 3-inch circle. So for this project, what we're going to do is we're going to be using a flower stamp from the Unity Stamp Company Little Bug stamp set. Just a really sweet image from here. And let me show you how I'm going to go ahead and do this. For the card, I only want half of the circle to show on the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my stamp, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up just a flower. I'm not going to ink up the leaf. If it makes it easier for you, you may just want to put a mask on that section, something like that, and then take your ink pad and just press onto the image, and then remove the mask, and you'll see that only the flower portion and not the leaf has the ink on it. So now we'll go ahead and take our image and we're going to stamp it as far right on the circle as we can. So there, so now you see we have the beautiful flower there. The next thing I did was I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of scrap paper. And in this case, I'm going to be using some green. And again, I'll go ahead and just take that mask that I used before, and I'm just going to cover up my flower. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink the leaf. So we're just inking up the leaf here. We'll move over our stamp set to the side. And I got a little bit of ink on there, so I'll just flip it over. So now it's just the leaf. Press down so I get all of the ink off of there. I'm just trying to save some paper. And now we'll just stamp the leaf onto our piece of green paper. The next thing we'll do is we'll grab our scissors, and I'm using my Westcott scissors, which are really great for paper piecing. And I'm going to cut out the leaf like this. And the reason why I stamped it this way was because on the actual stamp, this leaf seems to stick out a little bit too much for what I wanted to do. So I want to still include the leaf, but I didn't want it in the position that it was. So I'm just going to cut it out, and I'm going to reposition it within my image. Don't be afraid to do that with your stamps if you like. I tend to cut my stamps a lot too if I need to do something like that. So have fun with them. They're your stamps. You can play with them however you wish. So I'm going to put it somewhere like that. So let's go ahead and start assembling this card. So here goes our card. And then another thing that I did was I cut out 2 pieces of coordinating paper, and this one is in, this is, I believe, 1/4 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. So there's 1/4 of an inch in green and 1/4 of an inch in orange. And all I'm going to do is somewhere around the center here, I'm going to put a little bit of tape runner and put down the green. And then right over that, I'm going to put a strip of orange. Try to make it as straight as you wish. If it's a little crooked, you can just go ahead and adjust it. Then we'll just take our scissor and cut this off. So just cut the scraps off. Then I took the extra piece of scrap that I had here, and I just grabbed one of the sentiments from the KinderStampO friendship stamp set, and this one says, "You are the best." So I'm going to grab, again, my stamp set, my stamp pad, and ink the sentiment and just stamp it onto here. So you see that really crisp image that says, "You are the best." Now I'm going to take it, I'm going to leave a little bit of room after the best, about 1/4 of an inch of white. And then I'm just going to make it a little bit of a banner like this. So I'm just cutting it at an angle so it looks like a banner. And again, I'm just going to take my tape runner, put some adhesive on the back, and put it here. I'm going to leave a little bit of the banner sticking out so it hangs a little bit off the card. Okay, so now we have something that looks like that. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our actual image. And what we'll do is we'll just take our scallop circle, which again is at 3.5, and put some Helmar tape runner on there. And then we're just going to adhere our 3-inch circle on here, which already has the stamp. And then we'll kind of play with it here and see where it fits. I think this is going to work out well. If you can't see very well where your line ends, you can use a ruler to kind of gauge how far out you are. And I think that's going to be okay. So then I'll go ahead and just take some tape runner and put it on my scallop. And again, just line it up. Make sure that the flower is still within the portion of the card. Now all we'll do is we'll turn this around and we'll cut off that excess like this. Really simple to do. Okay, so now you see how our card is coming together. So now I'll go ahead and take my corner chomper, and I'm going to be using the 1/4 inch, and then I'm just going to go ahead and trim the corners of this card like this. To add a little bit of extra detail, we're going to go ahead and use our white jelly roll pen. So I'm just going to do a little bit of stitching around the border of this card. This is a really simple detail to add to your cards, but it adds a lot of impact, especially for folks that like using craft paper like I do. I just think it makes the paper pop out a little bit more, so I always tend to use my jelly roll pen on my cards as much as I can. You don't have to do it. The card would look just as great if you didn't put it on it, so feel free to add as much embellishment as you wish. So now the card looks something like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our little leaf and we're going to put a little bit of tape runner on the back and then kind of just find a place to put it. I think I'm going to put it somewhere like this so it's kind of overhanging from the side. And then to fill in the color on the actual flower, I'm going to use some stickles. I have a ton of these and I don't tend to use them as often anymore. So I have a yellow, a orange, and a green. So let's go ahead and just color this flower in. So we're just coloring the center with the orange. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. I'm sorry, I colored the center with the yellow. And then we're just going to fill in all of our petals with the orange. I like kind of coloring it in a circular motion. I don't think there's a right or wrong way of doing this, just whatever you feel comfortable with. So just coloring in a circle motion here. Make sure you get all of the white part. What I love about the stickles on these types of stamps is that you still see the black underneath it, so it's just adding a little bit of fun, dimension, and sassiness to your card. So Just really a nice punch of color on here. And then we'll take our green and we'll color our stem. And then we'll add some to the leaf as well, just to tie everything in. So there we go. A really quick card, just fun way to give someone a little note card to let them know that they're the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick card, and I can't wait to share new ideas with you really soon. Thanks for watching.